Okay, I'm going to start my talk. First, I'm going to start off with a couple of commercials. First of all, with my thinner look, it comes from my closure. This is the first time I could do this jacket up, and of course, there's only one closer in Prince Albert. That's Fred Mathis and Spence Ware. So if you need any, go down there. That's who dressed me in. I do have a brand new pair of shoes on. I'm not the finance minister, but I did put a brand new pair of shoes on for today's event. And I just don't know how to thank you all for coming. Like, this just shows that you care about our community, and our community is going to move forward. What I'm going to talk about today is all about change. As you can see, we've made some drastic changes to our staff. First by hiring Jim Toy from the city of North Battleford with his history. He's from Saskatchewan. He had all his local governments. He's very well connected. The main thing that we drive our new team for is we want to move forward. We don't want to move forward with the status quo. We want to do things differently. We want to promote innovation and change. And our last goal is, of course, to become more customer service friendly. So I'd like to welcome our team, and looking forward to working with them in the next few years. I'd like to introduce at this time, I did leave our council off because I wanted to personally introduce my team. And I'll get them to stand up. I think they're all just off to my right. Joining us. Now, the ones that are not here today, it's not that they didn't want to hear what's happening. Unfortunately, sometimes we have a full-time job. We have teachers on our council, and so they couldn't get away today. So, first of all, joining me from my council today is Charlene Miller, Mark White, Lee Atkinson, Martin Rain, Tim Sharkoff. Thank you. One thing I'll say about our counselors is we're all individuals. We all bring different skill sets to the table and have different attitudes. But at the same time, we have the same goal, and that's to make Prince Albert a better place to live. And we are working towards that. So I'm going to start off first talking about council and where we're going, and then I'm going to move on. The first thing that you're going to notice in 2015 is we've done a drastic new change to our meeting structure. And everyone said, wow, and I wish our city clerk was here, because here's an example of hiring an overachiever. This actually is going to cost her and her staff more work. Yeah, that's incredible that we're going to actually task our staff to do more work, and they brought this idea forward. And the reason for it is we didn't feel we were getting out of the executive committee, and that's what we tackled, what it was designed for. So we're going to be more effective, or more focused. We're going to pay more attention to items that are going on the agenda. We're going to allow our staff, as you can tell, they're very educated and skilled, to interact with us as council. We're going to allow the public to interact with us more at council. Our council meetings are going to be a lot longer. There is going to be 6 less a year, but some of our meetings were 45 minutes. And if you look at the cost to put on a council meeting when you have all these professionals, because they all got to come to council, it just wasn't worth the money that we were leaving. So we're excited about the new look that we're going to have. Administration is going to be more involved. Executive committees will actually have some decisions made and presentations at executive, and it'll be more open to the public. And I think that's what the public is looking for. So with that, one of the biggest changes that we made is a good news story is about our budget. This is the first time in our history we actually passed our budget December of last year. So all these staff members that you've talked to, they are now working. They're tendering, they're buying equipment, they're tendering our summer jobs, our projects. And that's why it affected our budget so much, is the sooner you can get out of the gate, the cheaper you can buy product. When you approve a budget in April, and you want to buy, you told them to buy a new lawnmower, well, we're going to need that lawnmower right away. So you're going to hear about that, about equipment that we purchased, and how we're moving forward as I go along. Our taxes this year is a good news story in 2015. Our tax rate did go up 2.57, which is the lowest in the province of all the cities that have reported so far. And so if you owned a house at $225,000 and less, and the Pine View levy came off this year, So I'd like to congratulate everyone. It's a great facility if you haven't seen it. That means for anyone that had a house under that value, your taxes went up less than 1%. And we're going to work with the same goal in 2016. We're soon again in August, we'll be in our budget cycle. Commercial taxes, over 50% of commercial taxes to low, small businesses were reduced. And how we did that is we re-looked at our base tax, our asphalt program, because when we rolled that out, we were more focused on the residential, and we've seen a large spike in commercial that we didn't think was really fair. So we reworked on that. One of the other highlights in the budget is my office. My office led the way in reductions in the budget. My predecessor in his last year spent $187,700. This year I've reduced my budget again since I've been in power. This year I will only spend $156,188. So it's a 20% decrease in my own operation, because I don't believe you can ask the rest of your team to cut if you don't cut. And yes, media, that also includes my raise. So if anyone wants to know, my salary is also included in that. And when I took it, I knew I was going to do more work. I do my own phone calls. You'll find quite a change on how my office operates. The door is always open. I have a great executive assistant, even though the city manager likes to call her a confidential secretary. She is my executive assistant, Stacy. She's hiding in the back. Yet didn't tell her I was going to introduce her. Unfortunately, she's going to extend our population in February. So she'll be leaving me for a year, so I'm really going to be in trouble. And I want to wish her luck. One of the biggest stories that we have to talk about in our term, of course, is our capital projects. Since we've been in power, colluding this year is in this figure. We have spent $36 million on capital improvements on our city. In 2013, we spent $9 million. Last year was our biggest year. We spent $15 million. This year we've reduced it, and I'll explain that further down, to $11 million. And in those capital projects, we've done incredible projects. First, of course, I'm going to talk about our base tax, which everyone pays, $189 levy. At the end of 2014, so the 2 years, we have now paved 156 blocks. And how we figure out a block, because some are cul-de-sacs and some are places, we figure it out at 150 meters in length. So that's a huge project. And after this year, we'll be well over the 200 streets that are done. And it'll certainly be a notice to our community. We redid the Central Avenue intersection. We did the intersection on 15th and 10th. We did the viaduct repair on Central Avenue for $1.1 million. We did the 6th Avenue viaduct for $200,000. And then I put a smaller one in here because I want to touch on it, on a better way to do business. Line paint. We actually did it twice. Yes, and we actually painted every line in the city in 6 days instead of 6 weeks. Yes, we did hire an Alberta company. The reason that we did that is when we tendered it, the only one that had the other equipment to do it was a company out of Yorkton. So I phoned the gentleman to encourage him to bid, and he said, no, I'm not going to bid. Because he said, you're right, I have the same equipment, but I do a niche in the market. He only paints airports, which is neat. He's out of Yorkton, has the same equipment, but he'll only do lines, and he only works in airports because he knows how they work. But lots of people, when we got the line painting done, phoned me and said, hey, we didn't know 28th Street was 4 lanes. You know, I think out of all the things we did this summer, the thing that got the most attraction was people went away for the weekend and come back and our city was painted. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking to do and do better. Water and sewer, our big headache, because we do have a $71 million deficit in that department. We spent $17 million. We did $1.3 million in new water main replacement, which complies of 9 blocks. Saturday, that was 9 blocks. So you can see underground work is done. We've earmarked $250,000 for water main work this year, because I'm going to soon make another announcement a little further down. And you can see we're putting up, they see them all over the city, they're called the brick buildings. And what there are, they're lift stations for our sewage, they're pump stations. We spent $6 million in putting those in. And what drove that is if everyone remembers that terrible time we were out of power for 2 days after the storm. One thing we realized in our city, we could deliver water, but you couldn't use it because we couldn't take away the sewage. We're now in the position, if we ever do have a power failure, and I hope we don't, that we're now in a position that we'll be able to operate and deliver you water and sewer, which in a power outage is amazing. You know, even though I think the biggest complaint we had came from the man, our clickers didn't work. So that's a challenge, and we're moving forward. And we'll be finishing the last 3 pump stations this year.